one of the maddest parts about doing business is that you think that because you're the head of the business, you know the most. That's not how business works. That's not how business works. You built it. Now you pay people that are smarter than you to be around you. It's great to have ideas and it's great to find a way of success, but you have to evolve that over time. And I have individual meetings with every single person every week to make sure what's going on, how are things going, how can I help, what are the struggles that you're going through? Because actually sometimes people think you're so busy and you're this star, they don't want to burden you. Yeah. But your problem is my problem.
Yeah. Yo, people, welcome back to the Bread and Butter podcast. You're here with myself, Tayo.
And myself, E, man.
And we're live in the building, man. You already know. E, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, my bro. I'm feeling like, actually, this year started off well. Like, things are going well.
Yeah.
Like, the opportunities are going crazy. I always tell people, if you watch the podcast, we're always talking about momentum.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm experiencing that. Like,
yeah.
The things that last year, 2024 was a bad year, but the things that I put in place that weren't coming to fruition in 2024 are now coming to fruition in 2025.
Yeah.
So I'm working really hard,
but
I'm not having to work as hard as I did last year.
Yeah.
And I worked harder last year, but I'm making more this year.
Yeah.
And I think that's the importance of momentum. Like when you have to push that rock up the hill, it's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But once he gets over the hill and now it's coming down, bro, you're trying to catch up with it.
You're trying to catch up with it.
It's going way ahead of you. You're rah. And that's where we're at. And so I always tell people, like, don't worry about the fact that you're doing the work, but you might not be seeing the fruits of your labor. You're not seeing the results because momentum will gather and eventually it will start running on its own. And that's where we're at now. Like I'm pushing because I want even more, but it's going.
Yeah, it's going. And the stuff that you push for when you thought it might have gone in 2024, now that's coming as well.
Exactly.
And adding to the momentum.
Exactly.
No, I completely agree with you, bro. I feel like similar for myself, fruits of labor, man.
Yeah.
The work that man's put in before, stuff that I put in place 2 years ago, 3 years ago, now seeing the benefits of it today, innit? Yeah, things are going well. Can only thank God, man. I think that one thing that's going to be super, super important for me this year is just setting up my systems and then prioritizing what I'm doing in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think that there's a few things that are like my priorities for like Q1, Q2, Q3, the whole year, whatever it may be, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, looking forward to it, man.
No, that's
I'm excited.
Me too, bro. Me too. And I think that's what it's about. I feel like, and again, I'm just happy with how I've shaped my life. And that's what I want. I want our audience to really understand. Like, what's the life that you want? Like, I'm privileged. I get to do this podcast. Not only get to do this podcast, but I get to spend time with you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Someone that I want to be around. Somebody that I want to bounce ideas off and like. So I get two in one. I get to do a podcast, helps with the branding, helps with the marketing. Even soon we're starting to see ways that it's bringing in income.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then I also get to spend time, one of my closest friends, I get to spend time talking about business because us trying to spend time together outside.
Otherwise,
it's a myth.
It's a madness.
It's so difficult to catch one another. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, actually, I'm not just thinking about work and business. I'm thinking about who are the people I want to spend time with, who are the people I want to be around. How can I do stuff just like I got the Saturday school with Aisha? Again, someone else that I really get on with.
Yeah.
Now I get to talk business with. So we have to have a meeting to discuss business.
Yeah.
So we can talk business. After that, we can just, do you know what I mean, about life. And it's like, actually, this is how I want my life to be. Like I've created stuff so that I can spend time with people that I enjoy spending time with. Just like my wife is part of my business.
Yeah.
Your wife is part of your business.
Yeah.
Like, so we get to spend time with the people that we want to spend time with. But at the same time, man can make money and do the things we enjoy and how we put that in. And I think that's something that I want our listeners to really think about. It's not just about making money or just, what is the life you want for yourself and how do you make that work for you?
Exactly. I'm going to ask a question a lot of the listeners or viewers will be thinking, how do you do it all?
Crazy. It's crazy. You know what? The thing is, the way I do it is that I don't do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
So I prioritize. So I always rank out what are the things I have to do?
Yeah.
What are the things I want to do? And then what are the things that I'd like to do, but I don't have to do right now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I just spread it out. And then what are the things that I must do as in I must be in full control of, and what are things I can delegate.
Yeah.
And I think delegation has changed my life.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what I've been able to do is train people to my standard.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, like, you look at my social media, you see all the posts. I get people. I love your content. I love your newsletter. I love your captions. I love your stuff on LinkedIn. I love your. All I do is shoot the video. I don't do the caption. I don't do the newsletter. I don't. All I do is train people around me.
Yeah.
This is how I think. This is the way I do stuff. This is the knowledge you're trying to kick. If you need anything, if you need a line from me, or you need to come to me.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah.
And then empower people to do that stuff so that I can focus on the things that only I can do.
Yeah, no, facts. I think that's super, super important because delegation changed my life as well. And there was a time that, like some years ago, where I was reluctant to doing it, but it's super, super important. It allows you to expand your reach, bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're able to do more things. You're able to be more innovative as well. You're able to think of new ways you can do business as well because you're not doing the things that you could effectively train someone to do.
Bro, and you know what it is the reason you're reluctant, and I was the same, is the standard, right? You know, if you do it, it's going to be of standard, let's call it 10.
Yeah.
So you want everything at standard 10.
Yeah.
Bro, I promise you, things will go out at standard 8. Nobody will know the difference. You might know the difference.
It's true.
But in regards to the interaction with people outside, in regards to the response, in regards to making money, it's made no difference whatsoever whether you did it or your PA did it. As long as you train them to do a certain standard. And so what I realized is that I wanted everything at standard 10, but actually I could get things at standard 8 and somebody else is doing it and it still has the exact same impact.
And you can train them up to the 10 over time.
And now guess what? We have better quality because it's not relying on me. So when I get my busy schedule, things still go out.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it'd be standard 10, but when I get busy, now we've got 0.
Yeah, you got nothing.
We've got nothing.
No output.
So I'd rather have a consistent 8 than a sometimes 10.
Yeah, no, facts. That's important for people to hear.
Do you understand?
Super important.
And so when you understand that, it's that actually, because when you look at the metrics, sometimes you're not looking at the data. And again, for me, I'm very data driven. I looked at, okay, you're applying to these emails, you're doing the newsletter, this is the results that you're getting. Let's hand it to someone else. I handed it to someone else, and even though I would say the standard isn't exactly as what I would, if I was sitting there doing it, because I would have added this and added that, the output was better.
Yeah.
And it was consistent.
Yeah.
And it kept people happy.
Yeah.
And I had more time to go and do the things that make us real bucks.
Yeah. I think what can make it real is that maybe we both go through just the things that come to mind, some of the people that help us with different things.
Yeah.
Like tangibly. So to give you an example, I can go first today. So I'd say like, for my community, the Home Buyers Club, I've got a community manager in there. I've got someone that does community posts, and I've got like a customer success manager that helps with like onboarding and stuff. For my service accommodation platform, I've got a program manager that helps onboard people and get people through it. For LinkedIn, I've got someone that writes my articles. I've got someone that does a blog every 2 weeks for Antoinette and I, which we proofread and go through. I've also got, I've got a blog and a newsletter. One of them's weekly, one of them's bi-weekly. What else is there? I think that's about it for me.
Yeah.
What have you got?
I'm the same. So I got a community manager. I got a videographer. So now, like, the content that you see, like, I do shoots, shoot dates. So my community manager also comes with a camera.
Sick.
One day, twice a month, and we just sit there and we just record content.
Cold.
So we do the videos. All I got to do is record them. They end up on the internet. I don't do anything after that. I got my PA in Nigeria. So my PA in Nigeria, she does all my social media. So LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anything that's uploaded on social media, she puts it all out there.
Does she edit as well?
She edits them. She puts the captions on them. She all I got to do is do the video, the raw file. So not even complete. So all I got to do is do the video. The video might be, I might make mistakes. I send it to her. Raw. She'll edit it up, make it into a 30-second, 40-second, 1 minute, whatever. Put the captions on there, add the music, put everything, put it on the internet. Content was taking the most of my time because I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
So now, all I got to do is shoot the videos. Even the ideas, she'll go through ChatGPT. She'll come back with ideas of potential things that people want us to talk about. Then I'll shoot the videos for them. If I got even my ads, so when I do brand ads, we'll do ChatGPT to look at what are some of the ways that we can deliver this message.
Yeah.
before, do you know how long, when I used to do an ad for a brand, do you know, I could spend days working out.
How am I going to convey this message? How am I going to convey this message?
Days. I'm talking days, and I'm talking trials. So then you film it and be like, oh no, that's dead. What's another idea?
Because you got to find the balance as well. That's what people don't understand. It's got to be engaging and also informative, and then you got to squeeze in the, you know what I'm saying?
So if I can use somebody else's mind to use somebody else's science with ChatGPT to invention and then take away half the problem. The best part is I just get to add the je ne sais quoi, the va-va-voom.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you understand?
And that's the only bit that can't be swapped out.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they can come with the concept, then I can deliver it as E-Man.
Yeah.
Whereas before I had to work out what is the concept, what are we doing, what angles are we doing? Are we doing it indoors? Are we doing it outdoors? Should I be sit down? Should I stand up? Should I be at our laptop? Do we need props? Do you know, by the time we've worked all that out, bruv, I don't have none of that no more.
And it's crazy because the bit that you're actually doing is actually what they're paying for.
Exactly.
That's what they're paying for. It's not like anybody can do those other bits.
Exactly.
I'm trying to say what they're paying for is the je ne sais quoi.
Exactly. And that's the part. So I've got that. I've got who else? I've got obviously my PA here in the UK for me, who does everything. That's my bookings. That's talking to brands. That's like all of that, all my emails, all the stuff that comes in, the newsletter, all of that. So all of that stuff for me handles and deals with that. I've got my wife, she does the operations. So again, when it comes to where I'm going to be, who I'm going to be at, she'll make sure that she manages the diary to make sure that I'm not overworking and I have time to do stuff with the kids and family and so forth. So I delegate everything. I've obviously got my agents. I've got a book agent and a management agent. So they take care of a lot of other stuff that come in as well. So I'm just left to do what the bit I do best is the only part that I do.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, outsources. And I think, to be honest, from now on, I don't think I will hire anyone in the UK again. After I've got for me, that's all I need. From now on, I'll just continue to hire outside. Because for me, like hiring in Nigeria has really, like Chioma, who's my PA in Nigeria, she's fantastic. Like she's degree qualified. She's learned ChatGPT inside out, so she knows how to use those systems. She's very good, articulate in regards to writing. She writes for herself as well as for me. You know, she's really good at, in regards to managing the social media. She's really attentive in regards to the plans that we have going forward. She keeps me organized. She's so hardworking. Like, I mean, to the point where, for example, I have to beg her to stop work now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also it's the change. So for example, she used to work in a company and she used to make like 200K in a company, and she would look after 3 directors in that company. She'd have to go into the office every day. Remember, to keep your costs down, she's taking bus. So you have to wait for bus. If you know them buses in Nigeria, the little bus, as a female, she gets on that bus. Man, they might try to move to her. Man, they might try and touch her lap or bare things just to get to work. Then you finish work, you got to do that same thing on the way back. She's staying in that office. She'll get into work by 8. She'll leave by 8, 9, get home, sleep, eat, go and do all of that again. She'll work on Saturdays. She'll work from home on Sundays after church. All of that. Now she works from home, so she doesn't have to do all that out there. So her costs are lower. I pay her almost over double what she was getting before.
Yeah.
Then also now she has the flexibility time wise. So I don't. So for me, as long as the work gets done,
yeah,
I don't care. Sometimes she'll do things 3, 4 in the morning. By the time I've woke up, she's already done.
So if you don't want to work that day, you don't work. Then
I'm not chasing you. Do what I need you to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She gets that done. She's so efficient in regards to the work, and I can see it's changed her life. She's been able to move house. Before she was sharing with 5 people. She had a house sharing with 5 people. Now she's been able to get her own place with her and her sister. They have their own place that they just between themselves. She's been able to, start saving up, and so actually it's benefited her life and her lifestyle as well as benefiting me. And the hours that she puts in, if I was to pay somebody here in pounds, what I pay, bro, I'm getting away with. What I'm paying her is much more than what she was getting before.
Way more than market rate, basically.
And, you know, to get a job paying her that much in Nige, you'd have to be very senior. Where she's my PA.
Yeah.
But she's probably getting paid more than certain managers would get.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she's then got the flexibility to run her own time, do her own stuff. And obviously she's now read my book so now she's learned about finance. And so now she's better with her money. She's more better in business.
Yes.
She started up her own business stuff. I'm all encouraging. And it's just like, I've seen the impact.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I could have that same impact with someone here in the UK. So my money's not just benefiting me, it's benefiting someone else as well.
Changing their life as well. And you almost become like a mentor as well.
Exactly.
How did you find your PA in Nigeria?
So my brethren Aisha, she moved back to Nigeria to work for a bank in Nigeria. And then so she found a recruitment company in Nigeria to recruit for us. And so we paid them, and it was a change. Like, it was less than £100. Do you know what I mean? That we paid them. And then they basically went out. We told them what we're looking for. And then they just got bare people to do interviews. So we did it all over Zoom, interviewed them all over Zoom. And like I said, all of them they all got degrees. They all understand how to use ChatGPT. They understand how to do presentations. They understand how to edit videos, all of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, they go on courses. Like, one thing I see about Nigerians is that they love doing course. If they know that, this is what everyone's doing.
They value education.
They're going to value it. So they're going to go and do a course. So they all know, like, they know how to edit the videos. They know how to use CapCut, InShot, whatever program software, they know how to do it. All I had to do for Chioma, which I did, was buy her a laptop and give her a phone.
Yeah.
But that's just a business expense.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's fine, because I'm happy to invest because I'm going to benefit from it. Do you know what I mean? And also, I want you to use the work stuff. I don't want you to use your personal laptop with data for data protection and stuff like that. So I know that that's kept separate from whatever. So that was the only upfront cost that cost me a little more. But then again, and all of that can be negotiated. So I said, look, I'm going to pay, because I'll pay your phone and laptop, I'm going to pay you X for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Then after that, past probation, then I'm going to increase it.
Yeah.
And then what I then did was I did, like, every 3 months, I pay her a bonus as well. So every quarter, if she's doing the job that I want her to do, I'll pay her a bonus on top as well. She loves it.
That's lit. That's too lit. Listen, even me, I'm even racking my brain. I'm even racking my brain because a lot of the stuff that you mentioned, it just made me remember. Yeah, I got someone that does that as well. But one thing that I haven't fully done yet is completely systemize my content so it's from shoot straight to internet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna implement that. I'm gonna update you guys that are listening. I'm gonna implement that this year. Antoinette and I are gonna have shoot days, and it goes through like a conveyor belt where it gets delivered. And it's still the same value that we're offering. It just allows us to be more consistent.
Yeah, and it's just cost effective. So, like, and again, quality.
Yeah.
So before, man was using Demi, sick videographer, comes in, and we used to do film days with him in the office, and it cost X amount. But then what I realized is that now we've moved to the shoot days off the phone. Instead of having the professional camera, we've got a good high quality phone. The data, the return is very similar. So although I'm not having the professional videographer and all of that, I'm not seeing a downturn in the data. And that's why it's so important to look at your metrics and understand. Because sometimes you're spending money on things that actually I don't need to spend money on.
Yeah.
But now if I go and do a talk at a corporate, I add Dumi's fee in and Dumi will film that.
Yeah.
Because I know that those things will go into my speaker bio.
Yeah.
So that when people want to say, I want to book you, I now have high quality images of me on some of the biggest stages, giving talks, and I can put that into a nice video, great sound. It's going to get me more bookings.
Yes.
So I know where to put that money in to get that professionalism, and when to actually say, this is content. We just want bare content. We don't want to limit it. We don't want to book date. We just want to smash the content. So actually, we don't need to have that high level at this point. But at this level, especially when the corporate's going to pay me anyway, I just tell them I got a videographer coming in. This is the fee. They're covering the fee.
Yeah.
So you got to make it make sense.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that you got to make it make sense as well. So for the people that are listening, when does it make sense to start hiring staff, paying people, getting a PA? When does it actually make sense in it? Because I guess we're at a stage where we've been doing it for years, and some people listening might be thinking, yeah, of course, though, it's a necessity for you because of how big it is. But when you're growing, when do you know to do these things?
Yeah, it takes time because at the end of the day, I couldn't train Chioma, Fumi, any of them on what I want unless I was doing it myself.
Yeah.
There had to be a time I had to reply to every email.
Yeah.
I had to know what the standard of email was. There had to be a time that I had to edit the video, so I have to know what, because I had to teach Chioma, this is how you edit a video.
Yeah.
I would not, bruv, before I could give her freedom to represent me, I'll show her, this is it, this is what I'm gonna edit, boom, send it to her. Then I'll get her, after I've done it a few times, then I made her do it, said, no, that's not good enough. You need to do this is missing. Go again, go again. And then until, okay, now you don't need to check it. You can put it straight on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it before it goes on the internet. I know you know the standard.
Yeah.
But I couldn't give her that level of training if I didn't have it myself.
Yeah.
So there comes a time where you have to know all the ins and outs and what you're doing. But then when I'm bringing in the income, I'm saying to myself, well, I know for me to give a talk or for me to do all of this stuff, it brings in X amount of money.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm here replying to comments that doesn't actually bring me. It's great for engagement.
Yeah.
It's great to have a community. I have a very engaged community. So one of the reasons I get a lot of ads is that corporates will see that there are people with 3-4 times the level of following, but they don't have the same engagement as me.
Yeah.
Like my engagement is very high in regards to the same people will comment, like, share my posts regularly. And brands like that because they know that they're going to, rather than just put it out to the ether and have all these numbers of randoms, it's good to know that you're speaking to an actual community that are more likely to be active and do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fact.
So replying to comments is important.
Yeah.
And, replying to DMs and having that interaction with your community is really important. But for me, it didn't have to be me to do it. Yeah. I've done that enough now that these people don't necessarily even need to know that they just assume it's me.
Yeah.
Because it's always been me.
Yeah.
So now it's somebody else. As long as it's when they receive the message, it looks like it's me. It's in my tone of voice. It's calm.
Yeah.
But even now we're getting to the point where I'm like, I'm not even doing DMs no more. And they're gonna be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it for long enough now that they're like, right, E-Man must be busy. Like, actually, if I want to speak to E-Man, I need to book an appointment.
Yes.
Like we're at that level now.
Yeah.
But that's time that it takes to build.
Yeah. I think that you need to know. You need to ask yourself, what do you still have capacity to do as well?
Exactly.
Because like you mentioned, replying to comments isn't income generating. So if you still got time to do it, you don't want to hire someone straight away.
Exactly.
If it's not taken away from anything else. But what I will say is that also pay attention to what can provide you a return as well. So you mentioned hiring dummy.
Yeah.
And we've both said it before, like with our first ever speaking engagements, I might have blamed the whole fee on recording it and getting it edited, so I can get another speaking engagement. Because if that was your only one and you haven't filmed it, it's kind of like, now what have you got to try and get more, basically? So you need to really understand reinvesting and marketing yourself and so on and so forth.
But I always tell this story. Me and Dummy would tell you as well. So we need to get Dummy on here one time still. There's a time me and Dums was going to give talks, and I'll tell Dummy, how much you charging? And I'll tell him, charge me what you need to charge. Do you understand? This ain't a free thing. This ain't like, know your worth, know your value. And so there'll be times that I'm getting, let's say Dums is charging me to come out, do the stuff, $250. I'm getting $150 to give the talk. So I'm now losing £100 on this talk. But I'm paying him. And he said, me doing that made him realize that he has to charge the right amount outside. And so now, and to today, he's at a point where he's at his business, doing videography now makes as much as his salary from work.
Yeah.
But that was only because I forced him to say, what's your worth?
What's your worth, yeah.
Do you understand? Because I know that I need to pay him his value, even if I'm not getting my value. That's not his fault.
Yeah.
The fact that I decided to talk for free or I decided to talk for less than that's on me.
Yeah.
That's not going to be on him.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you've got to lead by example.
Yeah.
And say that actually, you know what? Pay people their worth. And I'm a big believer that everyone around me, everyone that works for me knows that I'm not going to argue with your price.
Yeah.
If I can't afford it, I'll just tell you, you know what? Right now, I can't afford that.
Doesn't really work.
It's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
But if that's your price and I can afford it, I'm going to pay you your price.
Yeah.
And it's my job to then go and make sure I get my worth in whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No, facts.
And so it's really important to know that and have that around you, is that make sure that you're paying people what they're worth, and then you're going out and getting your worth.
Yeah.
Because
me knowing that I'm coming out with Dummy, and because I was paying Dummy when I wasn't making money, but actually I understood it's an investment.
Yes.
Like I always talk about it, the marketing budget, because I'm like, this is marketing. Because when one of the videos Dummy did for me, I did an event, a property event, and I talked about the fact that a lot of they've got like wealthy like clients, Eastern European clients, who were buying properties but they weren't living in them. But the client told me that they see it as a bank account rather than as a property to live in. They see it as their bank account because the countries that they're coming from is so volatile. Even the bank accounts are so volatile.
Yeah.
That actually owning a property in London that sits there, and you know that each year you're getting interest on top, is their equivalent of putting it in a savings account and getting a certain level of growth on top. And I did that video, and that video went viral to the point that I must have posted that one video about 7 times in the space of 2 years. And every time it did numbers.
Yeah.
But I knew that I'm going to give a talk. I don't know what thing I'm going to say, but I needed to video it.
Yeah.
And so I understood the importance of, we're not going to know exactly what the best clip is going to be, but I know if I talk for half an hour, I'm going to drop some gems.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I need somebody there to film that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just in the room.
Yeah.
And in the room isn't giving me the numbers compared to on the internet. So you have to see it as an investment, as a marketing budget.
No, facts. No, completely agree. And I think that when you understand these principles, that's when you go from being kind of just like a worker in your own business to a business owner, and you've got some kind of strategy as to how you want to do things. It takes a lot of faith though, man. Investing takes faith. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's got to be a thing whereby it's like, you know that more will come. Sometimes we can be too... There's a level of discernment, knowing when to be cutting down on costs of doing it yourself, when, and then knowing when to reinvest in yourself, in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Or reinvest into the business. But it all comes with time, and hopefully podcasts like this allow you to understand how you can do that for your business or your side hustle as well, basically.
But did you ever have it, like, the way I always saw it for me was like, especially when I worked in like Marks and Spencer's, or when I worked in retail, I just thought, these men had a dream, and now they can afford to pay me to wake up at 4 something in the morning to come into work.
Yeah, I'm fully with you. Like, the idea that like you actually hire bare people, like you actually employ bare people, it's kind of mad.
It's actually mad. Like in the morning, we come in the morning. There's about 25 of us here at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
working for your company.
It's crazy. But it's always good to remember as well that they all started from somewhere.
From somewhere.
Like, you can find all of these guys' stories online. It would have been a similar idea that you might be having today, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you start with somewhere, you go through the processes, you stay consistent is the key thing, man.
Stay consistent.
You stay consistent. You got to be there. You got to be the last man standing when everybody else has left the game. Because that happens to a lot of businesses that we know of today. They once had competitors that are now in the dust.
Come on.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
So and it's forever moving. And so that's why, again, for me, having people around, so like, for example, having Fumi around, she's younger. Do you know what I mean? She's of that younger generation.
Yeah.
So she will have ideas for man that I would never think of. Because the events I go to, the events you go to are two totally different things. Yeah. The podcasts I listen to, completely different. Do you know what I mean? So having somebody that, and then empowering her to tell me, like, what do you think? Nah, man, I don't think you should do like that. You know, sometimes one of the maddest parts about doing business is that you think that because you're the head of the business, you know the most. Yeah. That's not how business works.
Trust me.
That's not how business works.
At all.
How business works is that you built it, you built it. Now you pay people that are smarter than you to be around you.
Yes.
So for me, it's like, I got Chioma. Like, Chioma's hustling, she's focusing. She's researching other people that do stuff similar to me, and she's coming back with, like, if I tell you, Chioma, the way she's sick, she's followed so many, without me even telling her, so many finance, and I'm not just black, like from bare different communities, followed finance influencers, and then come back and said, I think you should add this. I think you should do this. I think you should be thinking about this. Oh, this person talked about this. You should do it with your own Uncle E-Man twist. And bro, when would I have the time to understand what other people are doing?
It's true.
When I'm just doing me.
It's true.
Do you understand?
Yeah, facts.
So I've got to empower people around me to say, this is what I do. How can I do it better?
Yeah.
And that's when you start to make sure that you don't become stale.
Yeah.
Because if you only do what you do and what you do best, it can become repetitive. It can become boring. You start saying things that you said already, and then people lose interest.
Yeah.
So to keep yourself relevant, you have to empower people around you to add things that you couldn't think of.
Yeah. No, gems, bro. Gems for the people that are starting out, for the people that have been in business. Sometimes you could be stagnant in business, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
And sometimes this might be the thing that you need to grow, basically.
Come on.
And don't feel like, it may feel like a little bit like you're going backwards, because you might be going backwards in terms of profit.
Yeah.
Temporarily, though. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It might be temporarily going back in profit, but do you know what it is? You getting that member of staff has allowed you to open a brain space, or that member of staff has enriched your business by bringing in new opportunities or a new offering or new information that's allowing you to generate more revenue, basically, in turn more profit. So yeah,
bro, I think of it like Netflix. Netflix went to Blockbusters. Remember Blockbusters? Bro, I had the Blockbusters card, bro. Man used to go and take out the little, get the DVDs and then buy a little Blockbuster popcorn and bro, I used to have the membership card.
Yeah.
And I remember reading the story of Netflix going to Blockbusters to say, look, we want to buy you. And Blockbusters was laughing like, what are you doing? You're jolting. And they rejected their offer.
Yeah.
And then Netflix got them for £1.
Dusted them.
Lehman Brothers was doing their thing. Barclays wanted to merge with them. They said no. The recession hit. Barclays got them for £1.
Bro, their man's names were in the recession as well.
Come on.
That's I feel like that's the biggest publicity they've had.
Like, come on. People with their boxes just leaving the building.
Yeah.
And so it's one of them things that it's great to have ideas and it's great to find a way of success, but you have to evolve that over time. You have to always look at how are you going to do it different? How are you going to deliver? How are you going to grow? And so for me, having people around me, like, because business can be very lonely. Do you know what I mean? So having people around me that I can share ideas with and have team meetings. Like, I remember when I used to work in the bank, they have morning meetings. I'd be like, what is this nonsense?
Yeah.
We do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Why do we need to talk about it in the morning? But no, I get it.
Yeah.
There's something about us coming together and saying, this is what we're doing today. Who's doing what? This is the plan. What's going to happen? And someone's saying, oh, you know what? I think we should try this. And you just add that little 1%.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this day is better than yesterday.
Yeah.
And so it's really important, even now, because before I was kind of relaxed. I'm like, oh, bro, we have team meeting every week.
Yeah.
We have team meet, everybody on it. And I have individual meetings with every single person.
Yeah.
Every week to make sure what's going on, how are things going, how can I help, what are the struggles that you're going through.
Yeah.
Because actually sometimes people think you're so busy and you're this star, they don't want to burden you.
Yeah.
But your problem is my problem.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean in life.
Yeah.
Like even like Chioma the other day, like, you know, she we bought her phone and then the phone that we got, it broke. Bruv, then
that's a big problem.
That's my problem because you use that phone to upload.
Yeah.
So then she was like, no, I want to buy a phone from the Apple shop because the last time we bought it from someone else because it was cheaper. She's like, I want to buy this one directly from the Apple shop. I'm like, okay, we'll go halves.
Yeah.
So I gave her half the P. Now she's got a brand new phone from that. If anything, it's under warranty. Anything happens, it's my problem.
Yeah.
Because if you're now having a dead phone that you're struggling to make it work, that's going to affect my content. That's going to affect how you're going to deliver.
Yeah.
So I got to invest in you.
Yeah.
If you're struggling, like she was having issues with her house, bro, that's my problem.
Yeah.
If you haven't got a stable place to do the job I need you to do, then so how do I help? Oh, I need X amount. Okay, I'm going to pay you X up front, and then that's going to. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We can make the money work.
Yeah. We can make it work.
Your problem is my problem, and guess what? Because I've done that for you now. You're now feeling indebted to man.
Yeah.
Your level of work ethic, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's true.
I can't buy that level of, do you understand?
Yeah.
Because you're invested, because you see that I care about what you're going through and the things that are happening to you. So for me, it's so important in business is to make sure that you've got the right people around you, but also make sure that they're empowered to speak and empowered to question you and empowered to say, I don't think that's the right thing to do, or actually take it on as their own. Because when people feel like they own something, they're a part of something, they're going to put more energy into it than if they feel like this is my job.
Yeah. You're cooking today, bro. You're dropping gems. Even for me, bro, I'm implementing 2 things, guys. You heard on this pod, 2 things I don't do, which is have those dedicated, well, I do have shoot days, but shoot day straight from shoot
Yeah.
to the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
And the second thing is team meetings, man. What you said about team meetings is key. I'm going to implement that. This year going forward. And I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. But guys, hopefully you found loads of gems in today's episode. Tell us your W and your L of the week.
Listen, the W just has to be like this year started off well.
Yeah.
Like it started off really, really well. Like mentally, physically, like, you know, even just spiritually. Like we got the board on the vision board. I've rubbed off everything else. I said, who am I 2025?
Yeah.
Forget who I was before, because you know what? A lot of the things that were on my vision board before, those are no longer my core values.
Yeah.
Like, what are my values today? Like you know, obviously my dad passing, it's made me think, really reconsider life.
Yeah.
So I just rubbed off a lot of things. What is the value that I want now?
Yeah.
And so, you know, we've really changed that up, and it's helped so much. Like having a clear vision of not just myself, but my wife as well.
Yeah.
What are our visions? What do we want to achieve? What do we want to do? Like what, and holding ourselves accountable. I read on the board. Do you know what I mean? That read the Bible. Aye, bruv, you know, I've been reading my Bible. It's been sick.
It's lit.
Like half an hour a day. I said, what, 30 minutes? I can't give God 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No, he's going to get that.
Yeah.
So, like, before we go to bed, make sure. No, I don't wait till we're tired and we want to go to bed.
Yeah.
So now man goes up to bed much earlier. So that man can sit there, read the word, have a conversation, dialogue with Mims. Do you know what I mean? Praying every day, making sure that we're praying. And not just praying in my head, out loud.
Yeah, out loud makes a difference.
I need to pray out loud.
Yeah.
She needs to know what I'm praying about.
Yeah.
Do you understand? My wife used to know what are my concerns.
Yeah.
Because it's when I'm speaking to God that I really start to share the things that I might not have said in conversation.
Yeah.
So she needs to hear, this is the things Eman's praying about. Okay, cool. How can I support? How can I be and I need to do the same. Like praying out loud is so important. So even that, and then even like the health goals, like being active, doing steps, we're holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a money thing.
Yeah.
So that's been a big W for me for this start of the year, and that's going well. I think the L, you know, it's just we're looking to take Mali out of private school.
Okay.
Just because of with everything that's happening, and again the goals and what we're trying to achieve, I just feel like money wise, I'd rather put that money into other things. Which at first I felt like a bit of a failure, because you want to give your kids everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, actually, you know what? It's the right thing to do. So I feel like it's not an L, but it's a lesson that I'm learning in like. Everything is ups and downs. Yeah. Because what I would say is that, you know, when I look back, there was a contract that I could have signed with a big brand that I decided not to sign. If I would have signed it, my 2024 would have been a lot relaxed. But then I probably wouldn't have the lessons that I've learned.
They're important
now,
as well.
And the brands that I'm working with now wouldn't be, because I can't even talk too much, but there's a deal that I'm signing that I'm about to sign. Yeah. When you lot see what I'm about to do, it's a mazzoline.
Yeah.
And you would never think that me would be coming in and doing this. But because I didn't sign that other deal, I wasn't tied to that bank, I could work with these lot in 2024. Yeah. And now in 2025, I'm now about to sign something that's like, oh, shoot. Yeah. So what felt like an L, like, man, 2024 was hard. It didn't have to be, because you could have signed a 6-figure deal. Yeah. And it wouldn't have been as hard. Yeah. Actually, I had to go through that pain in order to get to where we are now.
Yeah. No, that's lit. That's lit, man. And I'm excited for you as well.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
My W, I'd say one that stood up for me this week, man. Seeing the kids growing, man. Bro, it's mad, it's crazy. Like, scary. It's scary, but like the joy is crazy. Yeah. Like, and it can be the simple things. Like, Olivia's got this little camera. If you've got little ones, I'd advise them to get it. It's a camera, like, come with memory card. It's like a toy, but it's actually a working camera. Yeah. And like, I see her using it, bearing it. But one time I went through the pictures, innit? And it's like, I got to see, like, through her lens, the stuff that she's doing. Taking selfies with herself, taking selfies with toys. She put a toy on the chair, stood back, taking pictures of her little niece. Like, bro, I can't lie, bro. It filled my heart with joy. Yeah, man. My L is an unserious L, but it's just a weird one as well. Imagine, so one time I went to a particular parking spot for a meeting, innit? Yeah. And I got my new car, innit? Yeah. Went on the Ringo app, paid for parking, came out, got a ticket. Because the car was only 2 weeks old, I've gone and paid for the old car that I've now sold. So I've got a ticket on the brand new car. Anyways, I've gone back for a follow-up meeting 6 months later, exactly the same parking spot. And I said, okay, cool. When I was here, you know when you hurt you?
Yeah.
When I say I got a ticket, let me make sure that doesn't happen again, innit? So let me make sure I pay for parking on the New Year's. Come out, I've got a ticket. Bro, remember my car's still in the shop.
Yeah, so you got another car.
So I've insured the new car that I've got, but I haven't,
I've done paid for the new
I
car.
haven't paid for the rental, bro. So, bro, just just getting a ticket in the same place twice, it's just jarring, bro.
Bro, you know what? It's funny you said that. The same thing happened to me literally yesterday.
Seriously?
I didn't get a ticket, but I've gone to meet my brethren, and so I've obviously gone on the app. I've paid for parking to park my car. Then I've sat down. I've realised I'm in Mims's car. I've tried to edit. I couldn't edit. Bro, I've had to pay for parking again. For Mims's. And it's just simple things like that, bro. Luckily, I clocked.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm now paying double parking.
Yeah.
Because I've basically paid for my car that I'm not in. I'm in my wife's car.
And it's frustrating as well, because when you consider yourself organised, it's like, bro, what's going on? Like that day, I was like, what is going on with you? And guys, if that ever happens to you as well, forget trying to reason with them. They're not trying to hear They're not trying to hear I paid for parking on the wrong car. They're not feeling it whatsoever.
They're not trying to hear it at all. But no, that's it.
But yeah, bro, that's me, man. But guys, hope you've enjoyed the gems we've dropped on this episode. I know I've got my takeaways, and I'm going to come back and let you guys know. But let us know in the comments as well what stood out to you the most about either growing your business, maintaining it, taking it to the next level, or even just starting off. How do you feel like you can add to it through maybe hiring staff or outsourcing some of the work that is taking up a lot of your time? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe also.
Yeah, man, definitely. Remember, collaboration is king. So even if you can't afford to pay staff, what can you collaborate on?
Yeah.
What can you barter with? Maybe for me, I used to give people one-to-ones, and then people would do my website.
Yeah.
Like, what skills can you offer people? How can you help people? And then they can help you. Like, that's a way to do it at whatever level. So, man, write in the comments and let us know any other topics you want us to do, any other things that you feel you need help or support with, and any other guests that you want us to get on. And we'll see you on the next one, man.
Peace.